Hey everyone, my name's Jasmine if you're new, and today's video is going to be all of the makeup that I purchased from Shop Miss A, which is an online dollar store. If you don't know, Shop Miss A is a site where you can get a lot of stuff for really cheap. I know, it's really shocking. I even got this beauty blender dupe. Shop Miss A has a lot of options in regards to makeup, and I did get a full face except for a concealer. I did also pick up this beautiful eyeshadow palette, which is $10. I know, you're really shocked. Well, I'm really excited to go from this look to this look. You may be wondering how I'm gonna do this with dollar makeup. Trust me, I'm gonna do it. The first step is brows, and I went in with this dual-ended brow pencil and just filled in and defined my brows. Now with a concealer brush and the eyeshadow primer in blank canvas, I'm going to clean up my brows and prime my eyelids for eyeshadow. I did pick up this sponge, and it's the teardrop size. It's $1.55. It does get pretty large and squishy, so I do really like this sponge. I'm gonna blend out my primer and go in with the Bare eyeshadow palette. I did pick up a 12-piece brush set for $10. I do also want to mention that I used my e.l.f. blending brush because there's no blending brush in this set. The other eyeshadow palette that I picked up was this one. It's called Date Night. The eyeshadow palette is magnetic and it comes with different eyeshadows inside of it. It does come in this holiday kit for $24, and I did use the orange shade in my crease and I really loved it. Now these are some liquid eyeshadows, and I did use the gold one on my eyelid, and it's really beautiful and reflective. I didn't even have to cut my crease. I applied the gold shade on my eyelid and then also with this copper shade between the black and the gold. I do feel like this look needed a wing, so I lined my eyes, and this is a typical black liner. Now the glam kit that I showed you earlier does come with these lashes and this primer spray. I'm going to spray my face and prepare for primer. I did also pick up the mattifying and illuminating face primers. I did put the mattifying primer on one side and the illuminating primer on the other, thinking that it might make a difference, but it really didn't. The illuminating primer and the mattifying primer did the same thing. I did use the Pure Beige foundation on my face. It does have a dropper, but it doesn't really drop, so I just put it on my face and blended it out with the sponge. But it does smell like paint, so just a heads up. So while blending out the foundation, I noticed that a lot of the foundation was eaten up in that sponge. I went in with another layer and it blended out pretty good. I moved on with concealer and I used this brush. It is the E111 and it does come in that set. I didn't find a concealer that was not sold out, so I just used a concealer that I had. And I really like this brush. It helped clean up the brows and apply the concealer. For powder, I did pick up a few. I picked up this banana powder, which I applied under my eyes, and I noticed that it did make my under eyes a little bit darker. Then I went in with the translucent color and I applied that with the F20 all over my face. Now this is the cutest little set. It is a set of 5 liquid highlighters, and I did put a little bit on my cheekbones and I blended them out with the sponge that comes with the kit. I really don't like these sponges, but then I applied some to my cupid's bow and the highest points of my face, and then I went in with the highlighter brush and the Majesty highlighter palette, and this yellow shade blew me away. It reminds me of the Fenty Beauty highlighter. Then also I picked up the Sculpting contour palette. I'm going to use the middle shade on the bottom there and just contour my face, or try to. Then I'm going to clean up a little bit with this shade under the contour. Now this yellow highlight and the champagne highlight were really pretty, so I wanted to mix those together, but I realized the brushes were shedding already and I was kind of disappointed with the highlighters. But then I remembered that I had this set. This is the holiday gift highlight kit. It comes with so many different highlights and it was $10. I really enjoyed the highlights and also the bronzer. The bronzer I applied and layered on top of the contour and it was really pigmented, you guys. Now these blushes, they're pretty. but they were really, really powdery and yeah, really powdery. But then I added a little bit of this illuminating radiant blush in wine right on top, and I felt like it put it over the edge a little bit, so I blended it out with the sponge. Now these baked highlighters, this one's in Sunstone. I really like them compared to the other one from the palette. I really like the baked blushes and highlighters way better than the palettes. To complete the eye look, I wanted to blend out these 3 shades with the orange shade on my lower lash line. And I wanted to add a little something, so I added this super fine eyeliner in the shade 5 in my inner tear duct, and I was shocked by how pigmented these are. I did not have high hopes for this mascara, but I did curl up my lashes and apply a few coats, and just like I thought, I needed some falsies. I do like these type of lashes for every day, but I wanted to use the Stella lashes, so I applied some lash glue and put these babies on very quickly. Then I set my brows really quickly, and I really liked this brow mascara. I set my face again with that primer spray, which I really like. Now this glam kit comes with everything you need for lips, so I am going to line my lips with the lip liner that comes in this kit, and then I'm going to use the nude liquid lip. I do have to mention that these lipsticks all smell like paint, so just a heads up. I don't mind the way that it looks here, but I did want to try out the lipstick, which smells the worst. And applying that to the center, I noticed that it was separating, and I didn't like that, so I wiped it all off. I noticed that it was drying out my lips, so I exfoliated my lips, and I still felt like it was really weird on my lips. Of course, I wanted to try it on its own to see if it was the reason why it was separating and acting all weird on my lips, and it definitely was. It looks so ugly. Then I tried out this berry looking gloss, which I really enjoyed. It's very comfortable on the lips, it didn't smell that crazy, and I really liked it. And yes, I wanted to smell everything, especially because it's affordable. I wanted to see if it smelled very heavily in chemicals. This lipstick is really beautiful. I think it would be really pretty in the springtime. It did stain my lips, but I don't really mind that. Just taking a makeup wipe and wiping it off took it all off. But for this eye look, I had to go back to the nude color, so I lined my lips again and applied that liquid lip to the center. Now this lip was not long lasting by any means, but I think that it was really pretty and it went well with this eye look, so I didn't mind it. I know that I will be reaching for a lot of these products, so I will be featuring them again in my future videos, so make sure you are subscribed and you hit the bell so you're notified of all my upcoming videos. And thank you so much for watching. Please make sure that you are sharing this with your family and friends, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.